Peaceful Switzerland. Beautiful mountains. Delicious cheese. And of course, Heidi.
Don't, Peter!
I love you, baby girl.
But you've seen nothing yet.
Dear citizen, today we shall celebrate Switzerland's new order. Gentlemen, to world domination. To world domination.
This man has been charged with the production of illegal dairy products.
Now, the girl from the Alps is back. With a vengeance. Get ready for action. Beautiful Swiss girls. Swiss Army katanas. And, of course, fondue boarding.
I love the smell of cheese in the morning.
This is the cheesiest movie you'll ever see.
The only good cheese is fried cheese.
I'm coming for you! You fucking bastard!
She's one badass Heidi. She's Mad Heidi. June 21st in select theaters for one night only.
Well, well, well. Something's yodeling in my pants.
Right. I thank you again, Justin, for this opportunity. And Casper and Alice, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. I watched the movie actually this morning, so it's real fresh. The artwork caught my eye, and then from there I went to the trailer, and I just knew this was going to be something really good, and I was totally on point. Right, I loved it. It was so much fun. I was smiling the entire time. As soon as those beginning credits rolled, all the way to the very end, it was great. And it was great seeing you again, Casper. I just saw you in Daughter. Daughter. And I'm gonna be watching you in I think it's The Flood.
Oh yeah, that comes out in July.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. And Alice, I know I think this was your first feature, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we're gonna see you in a lot more stuff because you were badass in this movie.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
She was. So real quick, for both of you, do you guys look at cheese any differently now?
I think a little bit, yes. To be honest, I think it's very funny. I think now, I mean, I liked cheese before, don't get me wrong, and I still like cheese now. But now I do smile if someone for my mum. My mum doesn't like pudding or dessert. Did you say pudding in America?
Yeah.
For like what you have after dinner. So my mum doesn't like pudding or dessert or anything, but she loves a cheese board. And now every time she brings out a cheese board, I just have a little giggle to myself.
That is so funny.
I only do vegan cheese because I'm a vegan and I am lactose intolerant.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The president of Switzerland, the dictator's president who fights against lactose intolerant, is himself lactose intolerant. Yes.
That's some good trivia right there.
Yeah. And also, I'm allergic to bees and red ants.
Oh, wow.
So Tommy Rico's Achilles heel is bugs. Weird, huh?
Definitely weird. And you look like you were having total fun with this. I mean, your character was great. I loved it. I just can't explain it. How did you do anything to prepare for that, or how did you jump into that?
Okay, yes, I did. I had been working beforehand with a dialect coach to do a German accent in another film. And then I got this film and the other film got pushed. So I started working in Swiss German with him. And then I was thinking like Arnold Schwarzenegger meets Tommy Wiseau meets just how can I be crazy, insane, and be also believable and just, not to have to deal with all of this. So I just wanted to be, it was just something that working with the coach and doing this. And I told him, I go, oh my God, this sounds like Tommy Wiseau. And he goes, yeah, might not want to do that. I go, I might want to do it. So I was like, I was thinking, this is all stuff. This role had to be fun, and if I wasn't gonna have fun with it, when I read it and they had the Starship Troopers quotes in it and everything like that, I was like, oh, okay, these guys are going for it, and so I figured go for it. And then I had so much fun playing this character.
I could definitely tell you were totally into it. I was into it, and I'm sure. And the whole time I'm watching the film, I'm just thinking, how many people do I know that I could just tell? You know, I just was so anxious to start telling people about this movie. You know, just people that are really close to me in my life that I know that would just love it. So it was great. And what about your death scene? How was that? How was that?
Well, I really got it in the end.
You did.
Alice did that to me. I mean,
yeah, I think it was very fun. It was, you know, I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, I got to kill a lot of people in this film, but it was fun. And I think that, like you said, you know, you can tell Casper was having a good time. But I think that was, for me, the thing I look back on isn't how freezing cold it was. You know, it isn't the long hours. It isn't, you know, all the things that in the moment you're like, you look back. I just remember the laughter. We laughed so much, and we were all very aware of the film that we were making. And I think we didn't set out for this to be a drama, or that is masquerading as a genre film or grindhouse. We knew what we were making, and we thought, let's just have fun making it. And I'm really glad that comes across, because, you know, it was bonkers, and we had a bonkers time.
And the scenery was beautiful. Was that shot entirely in Switzerland?
Yes, that was completely shot in Switzerland. We shot mostly on location, but we had an incredible art department who essentially turned a warehouse into all lots of different sets that got put down and taken up again. So Miley's death scene in the factory, that's actually in a warehouse that was converted, but 2 weeks previously, that was actually the inside of the prison cells. So there was a very quick turnaround.
Wow.
Yeah,
definitely.
Everything outside is actually outside.
And your fighting scenes, what was the process for learning how to do all that? Did you have any experience in fighting prior to this film?
Yeah, so I was very lucky coming into this. I'm a second Dan black belt in Taekwondo, and trained quite, you know, regimentally for a long time up, and competed and things like that. So coming into this, I had a foundation knowledge of what to do. But the thing that I always, you know, tried to remember is, one, I'm trained how to actually hit people, can't do that. Two, in a film, I have to make it look pretty or make it look interesting, whereas normally I'd get put in a ring for 3 minutes, I'm covered in armor, and I'm just going, and trying to see what happens. So it was definitely a learning curve from that perspective. And I had some combat training from being at drama school, and I'd never used a halberd before. I don't think I was entirely sure what a halberd was before they sent me the designs for it. So yeah, there was a lot of new stuff, but I felt lucky that I could actually use my knowledge to my advantage in this.
And what was your favorite scene to shoot for this film? Do you have
Mine.
do you have anything in particular you loved that was like?
I mean, there are so many. There are so many that like I said, like with laughter, and I think there are so many moments in different scenes. Like, you know, there's a shot where I'm getting my head dunked in the toilet.
Yeah,
I actually really loved doing that because of the work that went into it by the art department. And Miriam Kalin, who was our head of art, it's her birthday actually yesterday, she'd come over to me. The toilet was disgusting. I'd like to point that out. It was an actual toilet that they'd found. They cleaned it, but it wasn't new. They had found it.
Oh, okay.
And then they cleaned it, and then they made it dirty. And then Miriam came over to me and was laughing. And I said, "Why are you laughing?" And she said, "I've done something really funny." I was like, okay. And then she took me over to the toilet, and she said, "I filled it with tea so that you feel like you're at home." So I'm actually having my head dunked into tea. So things like that were fun because of the backstory that you know that went with that. And you know, Hoshi plays the neutralizer. He's the man inside the costume. And we did a lot of our stunt training together because we tended to have the most sort of fight scenes. But we would get the giggles so much because Hoshi couldn't hear in that mask and he could only see through slits in his eye hole. So sometimes they yell action and then I'd have to go and we'd just end up laughing. So there were so many pocket moments that were just fun. And, you know, we had a night shoot. We were quite lucky we only had one night shoot. They were very good with the lighting in some of the scenes. And we just were delirious. You know, it was about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And the scene that's on the night shoot is when the guards are outside and I stab them in the face with the accordion, that moment. But once I've stabbed the man in the penis and he's bleeding out of there, we were watching it back on the monitor, and me, Medium on costume, Nuda, who was on costume, and Julia on makeup, we just got the giggles because we thought it's 4 a.m. and we're all stood out here. It's very cold. It started to rain and we're just stabbing people and letting them bleed out. So yeah, there are a lot of fun moments for sure.
That is awesome. And there was definitely some gnarly kills in this movie. I do think we're going to start seeing some of these on those lists that go out periodically throughout the year, like the best 5 killings, the best 10 killings in film. So I'm sure we'll be seeing that. And Casper, did you have a particular scene that you really enjoyed?
Well, I mean, of course I enjoyed the whole film and everything, but I did like going into the office of you know, Knorley and giving him a little bit of hell, especially when I had that poster of me fighting a bear in the background. I thought that was amazing. One of the directors got it, and I really wanted it, but he wanted it. I would have put it. It would have been back up there.
Yeah, right there. That would have been perfect.
I know.
They need to give you a copy of it at least.
Yeah, they got to give me a copy of that post. I would put a poster up of that because that was just so much fun. So and that's our art department. They were so incredible. They painted that. So
that was great.
You've got one of my favorite lines in that scene with Connolly when you go, "I'm just fucking with you."
There were so many great lines in that movie. There was just so many.
Yeah, they were written so well, and then you know the things you do, like I wanted to do this. I'm like, hey, can I do this? And they're like, yes, please. And that's how they directed me. So they were so cool. I was like, this is awesome. But they would come tell me when I wasn't doing it in a Swiss German accent. They go, that was too German. You need to Swiss German it. It's like this. And I was like, oh, okay, because I had not Swiss German. I Swiss French in my blood. My grandmother was part Swiss French and Parisian French, so I have a mixture of the two Frenches. So, but I didn't have that. I just thought I'd go crazy with it.
Yeah,
and it's like, so I'm glad that you like that, Alice.
It worked. Definitely. There's a lot of comedy in this as well. And like you guys were saying, you got the giggles. Was there a particular scene where you just couldn't stop laughing?
I think there's just so many.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not necessarily scenes, but like moments in scenes. For me, I think I laughed the most, that got the giggles the most in the arena, which is not a funny scene.
Yeah.
But actually, it was just, we just found it so funny, doing that together. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Kel plays Peter, and when we watch his murder, obviously the lovely Kel's head does not actually explode, but I was stood with him watching his head explode. And so that was just another funny moment because I was recording him watching his own head burst into flames.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, there was some great death scenes in this film for sure. And then Alice, is this role, has this segued you into any other roles? Do you have anything coming up because of this film?
It's definitely open conversations for me that are ongoing, and it's definitely allowed me to reach a different network of people that I didn't have access to before. And I'm proud I can call people like Casper my friend, and I would never have been able to be exposed to someone like Casper if it wasn't for this film and this team and the lovely Jenny. And I think that it's definitely still early days because the film's still coming out, but it's definitely opened up some doors for me that I'll be always grateful to the boys for picking me for.
Yeah, well, I'm directing a movie, and I have my daughter in it, and I want to get Allison in it too. So we'll see.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Is that early stages right now?
yeah. I'm going to go do a scout next week in Albuquerque.
Very good.
Outside Albuquerque. So yeah, it'll be fun little movie.
Fingers crossed. And
Yeah.
then this was, I know when this film ended, there was kind of a hint that will be a Heidi and Clara film. Is there been any talks about that you're aware of?
Yes. Again, I don't know. They've not told me I can't say stuff, but also I think they might have just forgotten to say don't say. So I don't know. But yes, there's definitely, I think, a plan. They want to make sure that Mad Heidi gets the justice in the release that she has. So I think, you know, with America coming out and then it's going to Japan in July, I think they want to make sure that she's launched properly and every country that she's been released in gets the right amount of time. And then they'll have conversations. But yeah, there's definitely conversations happening, and you know, the cast and I are all throwing ideas into what we think should happen.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And I know, not to give too much away, but Casper, it'd be kind of hard to bring your character.
I don't know.
There's ways, maybe
There's a couple ways. There's a couple ways.
Identical twin brother.
I like that one.
That's what I hear. We've Kel and I have spoken. He told me to make sure that I remind the directors that he should be Ghost Peter instead of Goat Peter. And also there's lots of little things like, I won't name names because obviously there are still decisions being made about it. But what I will say is when you watch the film, have a look at who doesn't die.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll come back.
Most definitely.
And maybe some of us will come back as ghosts or monsters.
In my nightmare.
Would love to see a sequel. I mean, Casper, obviously, if you could return, that would be great. I'm sure that people that do actually, you know, that watch this and love it as much as I do would just die to see that. I mean, your character, it was just, I don't have words. It was just so much fun. I'm going to watch it a few more times. Like, it's just, but awesome. Both of you work so well together. It's just, like, you guys need to definitely do more stuff together.
We definitely do. We definitely clicked. My wife and I, Jenny and I just fell in love with her right away. Even when we were in Thailand, we went by this thing and it was like a Heidi sign. And we're like, oh, let's send this. We took a picture next to it and sent it to Alice. We're in Thailand.
Now we're in a group chat. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
So, yeah, I would love it. Are you going to the Fathom event? Are you going to go to the Fathom event on the 21st? Are you going to go see this in a theater?
I need to. I definitely need to.
I'm going to go to one in St. Petersburg because I live in Florida. So I'm going to go to one up near my old military school, go up there and see it there. And I'm telling all my friends and everybody online to go see it. So that's, you know, how we can also maybe get a Heidi too.
Yeah, true. And then is there any word on a physical release? Have you heard anything about a DVD or Blu-ray?
There are some copies in Germany. There's some DVDs out in other countries right now already. So it's in the
on the web.
Everybody have a region-free player.
Yeah, so it's bound to happen. And then Casper, I know you mentioned you're going to be directing a film. Is there anything else you're working on?
Well, I have The Flood coming out in July. I have a couple other movies out right now. I have Daughter out. I have a film called Counting Line No Fear with Tom Wampat that'll be on Inspiration Channel on Saturday. And then I have a movie coming out in September that Tom DeLonge directed from Blink-182 called Monsters of California. Very cool movie. So I got a whole bunch of different things coming. Yeah.
So you've been busy.
Busy.
Very good. Well, again, both of you, thank you so much. Great film. Hell of a lot of fun. You guys killed it. I'm telling you, killed it.
She killed it.
She did. She
killed it.
Thank you guys again so much. And I hope I can talk to you guys getting in the future, you know, and best of luck with everything you guys have going on. And Alice, we got to see more of you. I'm telling you. I hope those doors open wider than you think.
Me too. My fingers are clinging in and I'm pushing them open. Don't you worry.
She's gonna bust down that door, or she already did. It's just already out there in the ethers. So make sure you tweet this to us and Instagram it to us, okay?
I most definitely will.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks again.